Hello everybody, and welcome to another edition of our Community Access. This week we visited a great store in Oxford. This one is called the Magic Brownie Box. Then we visited another great store in Oxford called the Apothecary Company. Finally, a couple of weeks ago we visited the Women's Auxiliary Ceremony in Oxford honoring our fire, sheriff, and village police departments. All today on our Community Access. Welcome back. We have been missing a bakery in Oxford for a long time. Now we have one. It's called the Magic Brownie Box, and with the story is our reporter, Terry Stiles. Terry?
Okay, Bill, you're really sorry you're not here with me today. I am at the Magic Brownie Box right downtown Oxford, and I'm with Heather and Paul Lepping, right? Is that how you say that?
Lepping.
And they are the owners of the Magic Brownie Box. I think I'm the only person in town that hasn't been in here. But if you haven't been here, we're going to do a little bit of tour, and we're going to find out what makes you tick. So you opened this business not too long ago in downtown.
Second, absolutely.
And so how's it been going since then?
Wonderfully, wonderfully. We've hosted over 140 children for Christmas, for cookie decorating parties. We absolutely sold out of Valentine's Day by 3 p.m., which was phenomenal. We were absolutely mobbed. The town just loves us. So it's been a wonderful, wonderful welcome.
And Paul, is this your first venture in a business like this?
Like this, definitely. I've done service businesses before, in the automotive industry, landscape businesses, but this is the first bakery or store ever, so I'm excited. It's been great.
I have a feeling it wasn't your idea, right?
Oh, no.
So you're both from Oxford, right?
My husband was born and raised, but I'm from Arizona.
And this is not your first go-round. I looked through your book of cakes and certainly looking at your goodies. So what is your background? With baking, sorry.
Well, a 40-year love affair with chocolate, for one. And Paul and I have 6 children ourselves, so we've been baking for a long time. All of the kids' desserts and birthday cakes, and I've become known with my friends, just for our brownies and sweets. So we decided, well, we'll give it a shot, and it has been really well received.
I'm amazed. Your artistic value to everything that you do. It looks like you've studied in France and all over.
My parents said my art history major would never pay off.
They didn't waste their money, did they?
No, they did not.
So how do you feel about going into this? You obviously both of you jumped in with both feet. How does that feel?
Scary. Very,
Man, a few
scary.
words.
But it's been great. The town received us wonderfully. Better results than we ever expected. We're just trying to keep up. We're trying to grow bigger as fast as we can to keep up with the town demand. It's been a lot of fun.
I've got to pat you on the back for going along with this with your wife. I really think that's a remarkable thing for you. What was the hardest part about getting this started and getting behind the idea?
Well, putting everything aside. I've been working full-time for 10 years at a full-time job, and on the side doing my own job, my own tree farm, and I really, really wanted to go full-time with that, but this opportunity came up, so I stopped everything. I actually left my job, but this is it. This is full-time, and I love it.
And so what did it take for you to organize this, to put all this together? If somebody told me I had to open a business tomorrow, I wouldn't know what to do.
We did it in 30 days. We decided we wanted to open the bakery after we saw the building was for sale, and within 30 days we had painted, remodeled, stocked equipment, and had our lists of shopping to do. So it was wonderful. I mean, we signed our lease November 2nd, and we opened our doors December 2nd.
How did you even know what kind of stock you needed, or how to order how much sugar you were going to need?
Well, it was a lot of trial and error. I've been baking treats like these magic shells that we specialize in for years for kids' parties and things, and I've had such an overwhelming response to just make them, for friends. So we had to get a place with more space to make them. My kitchen's only so big.
No kidding.
Right.
So let's talk about your treats. They're what are they called? The
magic
goodie bowls.
shells. Our magic shells. We do 30 different varieties of magic shell. We put out a few different ones each week to showcase them and get the community to know what we have. We do flavors from peanut butter to prickly pear. This week we have mint chocolate, peanut butter lovers, key lime in the coconut, strawberry shortcake, just a lot of different flavors.
And then let's talk about your brownies, because that's what you named the store after, the Magic Brownie Box. What makes it magic?
Well, we do 5 different flavors of chocolate in them. No nuts. In one brownie. And they are all dipped in dark chocolate. They're quite substantial, and they are wonderful. They're the most moist brownie you will ever have.
And so is this a recipe that you...
It is a very secret recipe, yes. I have recipes from my great-great-grandmother that I use, especially I do homemade gumdrops. I did a lot of them around Christmas time. They take 3 days to make, but they are wonderful.
And did you say you're offering cooking classes for kids? Is that just for kids or for all of us?
We did, over Christmas, we did a make and take with Mrs. Claus. They came in and they made gingerbread men. They decorated a gingerbread ornament. They read a story with Mrs. Claus, and it was a good time. We will have more classes going forward. I do have some ladies from a book club that want to come in and do their book club meeting here. I have a painting class that wants to come in and do a painting class. We also hope to host children's birthday parties where they come in and they make a mini pizza, they decorate a cake, and they go home. Yes. Right?
Says the lady with 6 kids. So what's your favorite out of everything that she's made?
All the stuff here, what's hard to wrap my head. I'm a cheesecake fan. I like the Cheesecake Snowballs. Those are very, very good.
Our snowballs are 2 half moons of cheesecake sandwiched together with buttercream, rolled in buttercream or dipped in dark chocolate for our dirty snowball, and they are fabulous.
I can see you on dinners, dive-ins, and drives, or drive-ins and dives, and having the networks come out and see your place. It's just amazing.
Thank
So
you.
for people that have not been here, and I really feel like I'm the only one, and Bill, maybe.
No, I think he's been here before.
Oh, I think he is. He just didn't bring brownies back for us.
Gotcha.
So you can order online, but people can also come in here. I know that we are trying to get people to come downtown. Don't be intimidated by the reconstruction of 24, right?
Well, people can just come in right behind Red Naps, and it is easy breezy to get in from Glassby. If you come up East Street, it's just 3 blocks from Glassby, and it's easy in, easy out from the back. The construction going down 24 is going to be a burden for about 7 to 13 months. So, but the back way is easy, and we've got plenty of parking in the rear. We are hoping to offer delivery service come this spring, but we're still working on that.
You're putting all those kids to work, aren't you?
Yes, absolutely.
And your hours, what are your hours?
Well, Monday through Thursday, we are 12 p.m. to 6 p.m., and Friday, we are 12 p.m. to 9 p.m. Well, that's our only late night. Saturday, we are 10 to 4, and we are closed on Sundays for now. I'm sure as we get busier, we will have to be. We work 16-hour days, so yeah. But it's fun. It's fun when you do what you love.
Oh, I hear you. That's what I say. I don't feel like I have a job. You probably don't either.
Right, absolutely.
Paul, I'm not going to ask you. And it sounds like you're going to be driving around town, right?
Yep. I had to fight the construction for everybody else, I suppose.
And a telephone number, if people want to order, who do they call?
248-800-4101.
I love having you here, and you're the talk of the town. A lot of people have talked about you, and I hope you're going to stay for a while.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it, and we appreciate the town.
Oh, yeah. You're jealous that you're not here, Bill. And look what I have. Come on down. The traffic's fine right now, and it will be, like she said, go around the back way. It's worth coming in here and taking a bite.
Now that smells great. Next up, Terry went to another great store in Oxford called the Apothecary Company. Again, it's Terry.
Well, I'm at the Apothecary Company downtown. They've been here a while, but I haven't. I've wanted to come in here for a while. You've been here about a year, right?
Since June.
Since June. I'm with Hillary Howell and Sarah Reinelt. Got that right. I was having a hard time earlier. You are the pharmacy person here, right? But also a compound pharmacist?
Yes. So
tell me the difference between the two.
actually, it's the same thing.
isn't.
There isn't. Nope. So I'm a pharmacist. My background's pharmacy, obviously, but we have a retail pharmacy and a compound pharmacy. So we kind of combine that in one place.
Okay, so the retail pharmacy, that's where the pills have already been put together, or how? Explain the difference between that, because I've never really been able to understand that, but I know there's a difference because my mom at one time had to do a compound thing.
So usually, like just our regular normal pharmacies, that's a retail pharmacy. So you get a prescription, everything's commercially
put
made.
together?
Yeah,
Yeah,
commercially
okay.
made.
Yeah.
And we fill the prescription as the doctor ordered. Compounding is more of a personalized approach. So if you need something liquid and it doesn't come in liquid that's made commercially, or you have a pet that won't take something oral and you need to put something in its ear.
Wow.
So different dosage forms as well, and bioidentical hormones. So that's a whole subject in itself. But yes.
You're going to have to give me some classes. Sarah, you were talking about the apothecary side of it. What does that mean?
So the apothecary side of it's the herbs. We have over 100 bulk herbs in house, and we do a lot of classes on learning. So tonics, tinctures, salves. We're going to do some stuff this spring for like bug bite sticks and that kind of thing. So that's all under the apothecary umbrella.
And is that kind of a preventative, like a nutritional health thing?
It absolutely can be. I mean, you can do tinctures to prevent. You can do teas also with the loose herbs over there. So there's a lot of options.
And then you were talking earlier about consultations. You do consultations with people that are ill or that want to stay healthy, or what does that mean? What do you do?
So we have the capability of doing saliva testing for hormones to see if your hormones are in range or out of range, or it correlates with your symptoms. We can do that. We do have it's through our website. It's called Alta Labs, so you don't need necessarily a doctor's prescription for labs. We can look at it that way. So if things are off, I can make some recommendations, and if you need to see your prescriber or your provider for specific tests or things like that, diagnosis, then we can recommend that.
And so if I was somebody that was just saying, gosh, I just kind of don't feel my normal self and think maybe I need some vitamins, or somebody that might be going through menopause period or something, that would benefit them.
Yes, I mean we have tons of options, tons of different avenues to go.
Okay, and you're talking both medicine avenues as well as the apothecary side?
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you said there's some plans coming in the future. Talk about some of the things that you are doing here as far as education-wise, and then maybe you want to add some more people here?
Sure. A lot of things that we're doing education. We try to do one class a week for education. It can range from a variety of things. We get into stuff like crystals. We try to do bath bombs and things like that for the children. We plan on doing Easter egg coloring in April with natural colors. So just fun, different stuff like that, but a lot of educational stuff, like I mentioned, the tincture classes, the salve classes, and that kind of thing. We are very excited because we just started a podcast. So we are able to get all that out and about, and that is the Funky Pharmacist podcast. You can find that on our Facebook or our website. So we're really just trying to get the content out and what we're doing to try to help people live their healthiest lives.
And also, I kind of skimmed through, I love your Facebook page, by the way. I kind of skimmed through and saw something about people, if they have insurance, they don't have to use it here?
Correct. So
That's unusual, isn't it?
It is. And to be honest, I think we're one of the only ones, maybe I dare say, in the United States. There's another one in Texas, but the concept is not involving the insurance company, so then we can offer the prescriptions at a lower cost, most often meeting or beating copays on the majority of prescriptions.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of people out there that have ridiculous amounts of medications that they have to take and have to pay per month. So that really would help them, wouldn't it?
Correct. And especially for the people who are on Medicare Part D,
Yeah.
donut holes, high deductibles, things like that.
Okay, that's good to know. I think I could use that. So you're doing classes. How do people find out about those classes?
They are always on our Facebook page.
Okay.
They are always on our website. So our website is apothecaryandcompany.com. So they're always there, and we try to update them every month. We're also doing a monthly newsletter, so trending topics and things like that on there, and that's also available on those locations.
The newsletter is on your Facebook as well as
our
if.
website.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
And then, do you have an email address if somebody wants to get in touch with you?
Absolutely. It's apothecaryandco2018 at gmail.com. So it's apothecaryandco2018 at gmail.com.
A&D. Yeah. I want to make sure I'm not going to miss anything. So, what about black and white brands? People are worried right now, with the whole the virus that's going around. They're worried about medications that are coming from China. What about that? Do we have to worry about that? Or are they
That's a
coming?
tricky subject. A big majority of our medications are made in India and overseas.
Okay.
To be honest, generic medications. I think we would be seeing shortages and recalls before we had to have a worry about anything, if that makes sense.
Yep.
I'm going to trust the FDA on this and that they're monitoring it. So at this point, no.
Okay. We don't have anything to worry about.
No. And then as far as supplements and things like that, there are lots of companies that we sell, and there's a lot of companies available that are strictly United States.
Okay.
So drugs, you kind of have no choice almost.
You have to
but,
trust it.
Yeah. But nutraceuticals, supplements, vitamins, you do.
And they should always come in and talk to you before they take anything, right?
Yes. So where I come in is what I approach the situation with is that I'm obviously a pharmacist, and I'm going to ask what medications you're on. So there's lots of medications that deplete vitamins that cause other issues. So that's my first approach.
To keep people balanced when they're taking something new or something the long term.
Correct. Yes.
Wow. So you heard her. Come in and chat with her if you're curious about the medications that you're on, or if you're curious about what you might need to be on, or even vitamins, right? If somebody comes in and tells you, I'm taking these and these and these, you could help them out, balance it out.
Absolutely.
And the crystal idea. I love that. So that's supposed to help your soul, your body, and mind, right?
Yeah, so we're all about energy here and just positivity, and crystals play a big part in that. So that's actually one of my fortes is I get to teach the crystal class. So I love all that kind of thing. So.
Oh, I do too. So you heard it. You can come in here, and everything in here can meet all of your needs. I just recommend that you come down and speaking of energy, feel the positive energy in here. It smells good, and meet these two lovely ladies. Don't miss it. Okay, so one last thing. This looks like a science project in here. What are we doing in here?
It is kind of a science project. So this is our Hazardous Drug Lab. So all the laws changed in December 2019. So that now if you want to do a bioidentical hormone or even some veterinary medicines, it's deemed hazardous, and it has to be done in a secondary lab. And we have to garb up completely to go in that lab as we do in this one. So we do all of our bioidentical hormones in this lab and all that type of thing. So it's really crucial. We're the only one in the area that has this lab available. It's a very big expense to put it in, and we're really excited to have it. So we're very proud of it.
So it's completely sealed.
It's completely sealed. It's its own modular little unit. We don't do sterile compounding. So sterile compounding would be like eye drops and IVs, because it's a whole new ball game. But it could be a sterile room. It does have that capability.
Oh, okay. So if in the future you decided to do that,
We could. But yeah, it's we do a ton of veterinary out of there right now too, as Hillary mentioned. A lot of PLO gels that rub on the inside of ears for your animals that maybe don't take medication orally well. That's one of our big things we do.
And so would that be just for like in-house pets, or do you do it for equine and larger animals too?
We do equine. We do everything from parrots to pigs, cats, and dogs, and everything in between.
And so how does that work? If your client goes to the vet and the vet recommends something, then they write a script and you guys fulfill that? How does that go?
Correct. So in order for something to be done as a compound, it has to not be available on the marketplace. So it cannot be available commercially in order to be compounded. It has to be different or not available. So there's some criteria that go behind doing compounds.
And you guys have all that knowledge. You know what is there and what's not, and that's pretty impressive.
Thank you. We're learning every day too. We build on that all the time, and we love to learn, so it's great.
Well, thank you for the tour. It was really educational, and I'm going to follow you guys around with all the classes that you have and watch your development. I'm really impressed.
We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Two great stores in Oxford, thanks Terry. Next up, a couple of weeks ago, Bill Service went to the American Legion in Oxford for the Women's Auxiliary Awards. The awards are for our great Oxford Police and Sheriff and Oxford Fire Departments. Let's watch.
I think we're going to start out with Oakland County Sheriff Department this time.
I am Sergeant Lenz. I know, hopefully most of you know me. We got a short list this year due to the weather and everybody working. But first, I'd like to congratulate Deputy James Williard. Second name is Reserve Deputy Phil Castone. And Deputy Greg Stewart. This year's Reserve Deputy of the Year is Phil Castone. I'd like to award Deputy here to Deputy Greg Shore.
I'd like to, at this time, the fire department and everyone else here, offer a special thank you to the Oxford Legion family for putting this dinner on today. All the work that goes through and everything is something that they don't need to do, and they do it on their own. So I think all of us will have a good round of applause. I start on certificates. Sarah Dieters. Joanne Edmonds. BJ Front. Kelly Gilmore. Sarah Racer. Louis Marshall. Brent Ludwig. Andrew Ship. I'm very proud to be able to honor Joanne Edmonds as our most outstanding firefighter.
With that, we're going to get started on individual awards. Gerald D. I did. Next up is Michael Bonin. Next up is Daniel Ullman. Next is Richard Strawman. Jonathan Drake. Gene Fairmark. Jacob White. Brian Schick. Robin Holzball. James Irish. Kevin with a C. Brown. Brian Strick. Gary Rao. Liz Ashcroft. Okay, we're going to get into the Reserve Officer of the Year. This year, I'm proud to announce that the 2019 Reserve Officer of the Year is awarded to Gene Fairmark. Gene has taken upon himself to train with the state and become a certified firearms instructor. For years, Gene has trained officers in firearms to impose standards at zero cost to the agency. When officers can't make training dates, he schedules another date to ensure that all the officers get the proper training. Reserve Officer Fairmark is a pleasant person in general. He's easy to talk to and explains his methods to your understanding and will not give up until he knows you've got it down. Reserve Officer Fairmark is a guy that says, "No problem, Chief, let me see what I can do." Gene, congratulations. Now I'm proud to announce the 2019 Officer of the Year for the Oakland Police Department is Brian Strick. Brian came on the department in 2018 as a part-time officer to help fill shifts when needed. Brian has been with law enforcement for many years and currently works full-time with the Oakland Community College Campus Police. Brian has been a valuable asset to this agency. When shifts need cover, I usually get a response like, "No problem, Chief, I can do that." We are talking a midnight shift after he's worked an afternoon shift at his other job. Last March, Brian was responding to assist another officer in a traffic stop when he was T-boned at the intersection of Washington and Burdick. Brian was proven not at fault and suffered no injury as well as the other driver, thank goodness. The patrol car, on the other hand, was totaled. Upon my arrival to the scene, Brian was working the shift and didn't skip a beat. Was working the scene and didn't skip a beat. His response to me was, "I'm good, Chief," and wanted to finish his shift. Recently, Brian suffered the loss of his son. Can't imagine how hard that must be. Brian, though, he was ready to come back to work and help where we needed it. Not only does Officer Schick do a great job for this department, he's a valuable asset to this community. When you look at the word persevere, his picture should be printed right next to it.
Well, that's all the time we have for this week. We hope you have enjoyed our program. So for our reporter, Terry Stiles, and photographers Bill Service and Dan Weiss, and our editor, again, Terry, I'm Dave Kenny, and we hope to see you again on our Community Access.